It's the end of an era. That's right. The CW's beloved Scarlet Speedster might be ending his journey after the release of the 8th season of The Flash. Stay tuned if it is answers you're looking for, because we're here to put your curiosity at ease and help you process the possibly inevitable demise of a network that has specifically been catering to the needs of their adolescent audiences across the globe for as long as we can remember. Why are there rumors that the show might get canceled? Well, the answer to that might lie in the current season's ratings that have become public knowledge. Season 8 of the superhero show appears to have an average of 0.17 rating. Between the demographic ages of 18 to 49, the show has 720,000 viewers. Comparing these numbers to the show's previous seasons, it means that the show is down by 17% in the demographic and is down by 12% in its viewership, both in the live and same-day ratings. It is important to keep in mind that these numbers don't include views that are further delayed, or those received through streaming platforms such as Netflix. However, these numbers can prove to be a good indicator of how the overall show is performing, especially when a comparison for the show is made with other programs on the same channel. There might also be other economic factors at play here. The way things work is quite simple. A series brings in higher ratings, they get renewed, while those with lower ratings get chucked out. That being said, The Flash still maintains its position as one of the highest rated shows on the network. Truth of the matter is that maybe the show is moving towards a more organic conclusion, which may as well mean that either this season or the 9th season for the show may be its last. Next, The Flash and its journey so far. The Flash has had nearly 8 years of uninterrupted fun, with Grant Gustin's Barry Allen making a place for himself in the hearts of the audiences as their beloved Scarlet Speedster. Over the years, Allen and his gang, including Iris West, Caitlin Snow, Frost, Cecil Horton, the Meta Empath, the light-powered Meta, Allegra Garcia, tech nerd Chester P. Runk, and a now-retired detective Joe West, played by Candace Patton, Danielle Panabaker, Danielle Nicolette, Kayla Compton, Brandon McKnight, and Jesse L. Martin, have fought off many villains who have threatened the citizens of Central City, and at times, even the reality itself. The new 8th season of the show picked up with the power couple and a husband and wife, Iris and Barry, living their most successful lives. Iris as a competent journalist and Barry as a beloved superhero to the city of Central City. The two are content and in love with one another and at peace with their lives. But as expected, a near annihilation event soon takes place in Central City as a terrifying, powerful alien called Despero turns his attention towards Barry's town. As usual, the responsibility befalls the Flash and friends, who realize that they'd have to once again defy all odds in order to protect innocent people's lives. Once they succeed, however, they're met with the prospect of not one but two more threats which rose to power from the ashes of Armageddon. One of these threats actually ends up letting loose unimaginable horrors into the lives of Team Flash, changing some of the key aspects of their lives for good. What the CW has done right. The network is founded 16 years ago, back in the year 2006, and since then they've released hit after hit, all targeted towards an adolescent audience, who have been receiving the content more than happily. They've given us hit series like Supernatural, The Vampire Diaries, and its spin-offs, Riverdale, Gossip Girl, and numerous superhero shows, including but not limited to Arrow, The Flash, and of course, Supergirl. It's not particularly common knowledge that the CW was founded after both Warner Brothers WB as well as the CBS-owned channel UPN, which was an amazing network, catering to a usually overlooked African-American audience. The ending of UPN created a void for Black representation in La La Land. The network does not only work towards appealing to a younger audience, they also try their best to create more diverse and inclusive shows. Yes, they have gotten into trouble before for adding people of color as token characters. The network still has its own identity, which is something that is missing from several of the other networks as well as streaming platforms. Sure, Hulu and as well as Netflix have released shows that are like shows on CW, but it appears as though these streaming services are more concerned with volume than they are with focusing on the process of selecting and organizing content that speaks to the audiences being targeted. For instance, Netflix has a vast library of shows under its belt, but a number of them can be labeled as average at best. Of course, the CW also has its superheroes to rope in the audiences who love and appreciate comics. The end of the CW. The Wall Street Journal broke the story that that Warner Media and Viacom CBS are looking for buyers to take their influential network CW off their hands. The Hollywood Reporter further explained that the network does have Nexstar Media Group, who are owners of CW affiliates, as the potential buyers, looking forward to acquiring the CW. The one question that lingers on everyone's mind is, why might the network be taking its final bow at all? The CW has a huge amount of watch-worthy content in its library, all ready and ripe to be streamed. The network has no match when it comes to them being a supplier of a very particular type of programming targeted towards young people, which large streaming platforms actually lack. See, it is difficult to actually point out where the network may be going wrong, or if it's indeed taking its dying breaths. But according to the Wall Street Journal, the CW has not been turning a profit since it was first launched, which was way before streaming platforms became part of the entertainment industry. Apparently, they would earn revenue from international and streaming sales, including, of course, a deal with Netflix, which has now expired. According to the information provided by Joe Flint for the Journal, the network is no longer profitable on its own, but that the content which has been and continues to be produced for it definitely has a lot of volume for platforms at the parent companies. So, according to them, the network was not profitable before AT&T, and it still is not giving back the kind of profit that is expected of it. On the other hand, HBO Max has been way more successful and appears to be the real endgame for AT&T, with bringing in a whopping 73.8 million subscribers according to the numbers revealed in December of last year. How will the end of CW change TV? What the future is going to bring to all the shows that are beloved by audiences everywhere is unclear. The new owners may decide to either terminate the network or rebrand it. As for the masterpieces produced under the CW's wings, it would make sense if the parent companies release them on their respective streaming platforms, Paramount Plus or HBO Max. The worst part is that when it comes to creative salaries, such as paying the writers, etc., the situation looks rather depressing as the network takes a shift from commercial-based television to streaming, which obviously pays a little less. There might still be a future for the CW, but as of now, it is unclear and quite scary if we're being completely honest. Other related news. The Flash Season 8 Part 2 not returning to the CW this January. Of course, the second part of The Flash will return to the CW, but it is not going to happen in January. In fact, the show will be making its return to our screens on March 9th. The show did switch its regular air night from a Tuesday to a Wednesday with Riverdale back in 2021. Upon its return now, the show will be airing on the 8 p.m. slot for the first time after its 5-part premiere back in December 2021. As of yet, we're not certain where the storyline is headed after Armageddon, but we're sure that Barry and Iris's children, Nora and Bart, will be returning from the future. Ronnie Raymond and Eddie Thawne, all the way back from Season 1, will also be returning to the show. Shows returning or airing for the first time on the CW in January 2022. A latest addition to DC TV, Naomi, made its debut on the network this January. The show follows Naomi as she uncovers a mystery after a supernatural event rocks her hometown. The show will be joining Stargirl, which is one of the only teen shows in the superhero genre that the network offers. Naomi aired after Season 2 of Superman and Lois on Monday, January 11th. Other than that, Nancy Drew returned to our screens with its 3rd season on January 7th, while on Wednesday, January 12th, DC's Legends of Tomorrow returned with its 7th season, as did Batwoman for its 3rd. On January 13th, Jared Padalecki returned to Walker's 2nd season. This Sunday, Legends of the Hidden Temple is airing, along with the Season 3 premiere of 2 Sentence Horror Stories. And last but definitely not least, some good news for the fans of Legacies, as the show will be returning to the network for its 4th season on Thursday, January 27th. That's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching.